All right. You saw the yes, you saw the no's of bringing yourself to work, as well as the deeper questions. So, my feedback in regards to the exercise, people create boundaries between work and home because they are okay with having different sets of rules. They most likely are free at home, in some cases, or free at work, but they recognize that different rules need to be followed in different environments. And my sense is that they want to have equality, safety, and fairness within whatever environments that they identify as being sort of the most sensitive or the most important for their survival. And so they're willing to play by a different set of rules in order to keep those qualities in place. There can be such an advocacy that even if it threatens them as individuals and expressing their true selves and being themselves at work, they will choose to conform for what they see as the greatest benefit for them and those that rely upon them. So the reason I capped everything off with that statement is at one point I believe being an employee offered certain amenities and benefits and kind of this safety of being there long term. And I believe there was a certain point in time where once you got a good job and you were there and you had seniority and you had clout, that you would be there the rest of your career. But these days, I think the world's operating very, very differently. And for that reason, I don't believe those same rules exist for employees, unfortunately. So me bouncing around myself, for a few different jobs over the course of a little bit more than a decade, I got to see a number of different organizations, how they worked, and whether I essentially worked within those environments. And it was tough. And so with the world changing, I much rather be in a position of being used to change so that when it does happen, I'm ready for it. So again, that's my 2 cents. I really appreciate this exercise because again, I got to exercise, what does it mean to bring yourself to work? What does it mean not to bring yourself to work? And kind of what does that actually do as far as how you actually think? And the whole idea of equality and freedom, I think that's exactly where those two lines essentially fall. What does it mean to be, to have equality within a place of work, as well as what does it mean to have freedom within a place of work? And depending on what you value the most, is most likely the side that you're going towards. Also, the whole idea of boundaries that we actually put up, they are to keep our safe areas safe. So anything that we do not want to be threatened, we tend to put a boundary up there so that we know exactly what we need to keep away from that environment in order to keep everything just at a very steady point, steady level. So that's my 2 cents. That's my feedback on the exercise. Again, I appreciated having the conversation. I never really thought so much about bringing yourself to work, but everything started with this idea of what do you share at work and what don't you share at work. And everybody has that sense of, oh yeah, I can talk about that at work. That'd be just fine. And no, I would not touch that with a 10-foot pole as far as, providing that information. So it's all about what you feel comfortable with and that you actually recognize what you're comfortable with and what you're not. And it's not really a question of what's right and what's wrong, but where do you actually stand and what do you see as a viable option to actually get to where you actually want to be. Just be cognizant that along the way you may have to give something up or sacrifice something that you never really considered initially, but you had to be ready to make that decision because once you cross that line, there's really no crossing back. So, hope you enjoyed this topic. Again, this was one to kind of cap it off, but I think it was a really good and important one, and I appreciate you tuning in. Hope to catch you on the next episode. All right, bye.